passionate about sustainability and skills. And yet another episode of my Creation Room podcast. Welcome to the show. Today we are speaking with Ajayi Olaliko Divine. He's the co-founder of the Digital Millionaire and a successful digital marketer. It's all about making money online. On this episode, I'm Sulalio and I'll be right back. Coach D, as you are popularly called. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Let's dive right in. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a successful freelancer and a digital marketer?
For me, the journey began in 2019 when I began to feel exhausted by the painstaking demands of my then corporate job as a personal assistant in the city of Lagos. So I was tired not just because of the rigor of my job, but also because of the monotony of my routine. And very importantly, how incomparable the reward was, when you just oppose it with the efforts that is being invested. So I quit my job and I began to seek a job that would give me the freedom to live, to live life on my terms and of course, earn enough money to live the kind of life that I've always desired to live. And meanwhile, in 2019, I had taken a few courses, I was learning the foundation of digital marketing. So early 2020, while I was trying to figure out what to do next, then came the idea of selling my skills and services on the internet, what's popularly known as freelancing or remote work. And that was how my journey into freelancing and digital marketing began.
Wow, this is very interesting. So what inspired you to start coaching others on these skills, and what are some common misconceptions you see people have about making money online?
About coaching, after about 2 years of being a freelancer and of course with some successes in the industry, I thought to myself how pleasant it would be to pass the knowledge and the experience that I had to newbie freelancers or perhaps people that are, in the freelancing industry and are trying to understand how this whole thing works. So the whole idea was what gave birth to my signature program, the Digital Millionaire. For me, it was actually a vision that was born out of serving other people with what I know and what I had experienced in the industry.
Wow, this is getting more interesting.
Now, talking about common misconceptions people have about making money online, I think there are a lot of them, but I'll just address two of them. Number one, some people still believe that the whole noise about making money online is a scam. So, I stand to correct the notion that making money online is real and also sweet, When I say sweet, I mean making money in dollars or pounds, absolutely fantastic. And the opportunity is vast and there are thousands, if not millions, taking advantage already. All you need to do is to learn what works and what doesn't work so you don't get into the hands of some of these fraudulent online money-making canvassers.
Yes.
Now, the second misconception will now be, something that is almost directly opposite the first one I mentioned, which is that people think making money online is easy. More like the misconstrued notion of the something for nothing crowd. So guys, do not be deceived. Making money online requires work and some level of skillfulness. It is not a do nothing, get rich scheme. It is absolutely far from it. So those are the two misconceptions I really want to address. There are just a lot of them. I can't touch them all.
Hear it, guys. There is money online, but it's not a do nothing, get rich scheme. You put in the work and it will pay. So Coach D, how do you balance the demands of freelancing with coaching others in the digital skill?
Speaking about balance, I won't say it's easy or simple, but it all comes down to some high-level planning and time management. It's absolutely that and nothing else. You need to be able to, to do all of these things together, and not just these two. I have a life outside these two. I have a lot of other things that I'm engaged in. To be able to, do all of those things successfully, you need to plan, and of course, you need to be very good at time management.
So finally, what advice do you have for someone who wants to transition from traditional employment to freelancing full-time?
It's really hard to give a straightjacket answer to that because individuals live in different contexts. For example, I transitioned in a very unique way. I quit my job at a time when I had no savings, no backup, no knowledge of what I was going to do next. This is something I wouldn't advise anyone to do, even my enemy. So there has to be, context to giving this kind of advice. However, fundamentally, I would say there has to be some level of preparation and planning. Have a plan and have a timeline for which you hope to make that final transition. And while you're working that out, get knowledge. Get knowledge about the freelancing industry, what works, what doesn't work, and how to play the game successfully. As a matter of fact, if possible, begin it as a side hustle as you look forward to finally diving, into it fully. Start something, while you're still on your current job. Who knows, you might have actually built some successes, even as a side hustle before you finally decide to go full time.
That's right.
I hope that helps in some way.
Of course, Coach D, thank you for coming to the show. I've learned a lot of things myself.
And thank you for having me.
So guys, that will be all for today's episode. I hope you found this helpful as you start or keep making money online. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Enjoy.